flat out false.
On the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. It is time for true or false. Now, since I'm on a Friday, I normally do this segment on a Saturday, every Saturday. But no Saturday show this week, so we're doing it one day early, which means Ron Cover, producer extraordinaire during the week, gets to participate in true or false. If you're new to the show, it's pretty simple. We have a list of true or false questions. Ron Cover shall ask, I shall answer, and off we go, Ronald Cover.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Well, number one, we're going to go with the number one overall draft pick this year. He's going to start off our true or false questionnaire. True or false, Trevor Lawrence will tear apart the Texans secondary in his first NFL start.
Ooh, I'll go true. I think Lawrence will play well in his first game, and we'll kind of like overhype it, and we'll be like, oh my God, it's the greatest performance we've ever seen. I could definitely see that happening. The NFL gave him a great matchup. I mean, the Texans defense is putrid, and you have that in week one. I mean, there's going to be a lot of Texans fans that are there that are just going to be booing the Texans. It might feel like a home game for Jacksonville. So I say true.
Number two, true or false, Zach Wilson made the right choice going with number 2 for his jersey. That's why this is the second question.
Yes, number two question here on true or false. I will say true. I want whatever Zach wants. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Lisa Wilson followed me on Instagram yesterday, which
right.
is significant because she just made her Instagram private. So that was a major win for our show, that we are the official voice of Zach Wilson, that Lisa Wilson listens and has now followed me on Instagram.
Now, you're not worried that there's going to be a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for Zach Wilson? A lot of
Scrutiny?
a lot to live up to, donning a number 2 in the city of New York?
Listen, not everyone can wear the number 2. But let me tell you, if Zach Wilson has success and he's wearing that number, it will mean that much more to the portion of the Jet fan that is also a Yankee fan. There's no doubt. I'm cool with 2. Now, my preference originally was, why not keep number 1? That you could wear single-digit numbers. You wore it in college. I had no issue if he had the continuity going from 1 at BYU to 1 with the Jets. But he does look pretty sweet in the number 2. And as promised, when the Jets made it official yesterday that he is wearing number 2, my purchase of the Zach Wilson jersey was made within a minute of me being alerted that the number was confirmed. So a Zach Wilson number 2 jersey is on its way, not from the United States, though. Let's just say it's coming from our good friends overseas, if you know what I mean.
And you're not worried about jinxing it because we've seen your bevy of jerseys of no longer Jet players.
I am a little worried, but
the trend ended.
It's over.
It's over.
Adam Gase is gone. That's what I attribute all 3 of my most recent Jets jersey purchases of Sam Darnold, Jamal Adams, and Le'Veon Bell not working out. Zach Wilson shall work out. I'm all in. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to need another jersey of someone that used to play for the team. Like, I have a Joe Namath jersey, and that's it. Like, that's the only thing I can still wear right now. So hopefully Wilson is different. And I believe in Zach Wilson, and I'm glad he's wearing number 2. Jet fans, we're ready for it.
All right. Staying with Zach Wilson, and you had already mentioned Lisa Wilson, his mother. Zach Wilson will have more to deal with answering questions about his mom than he will from answering questions about his mom from New York media than he will about being the Jets quarterback.
True. I mean, here's the thing. There's only one radio host that actually asked Wilson about his mom, and it was Craig Parton on WFAN. And Craig got attacked for asking the question when, if you really listen to what he asked, he basically was responding to what the New York Post wrote about Zach Wilson's mom, and people jumped Craig. And I don't know if that was necessarily 100% fair there. But that being said, I don't think anyone else is going to ask him about his mom. I don't think the media will go there. Now, the page 6, the headline writers, they might reference his mom again. I'm sure that could happen. But Lisa Wilson seems like a wonderful lady. And on this show, we're only going to say great things about the Wilson family.
I just found out today that she is, in fact, married. So, a little bit of a heartbreak.
Of course she's
right
married.
there.
They have like 7 kids.
I know. But there's a little bit of heartbreak. There was part of you deep down inside was like, maybe. Anyways, moving on. Tom Brady.
I hope your wife is not listening to the show.
She doesn't listen to me ever. Tom Brady, or Tom Brady's father, I should say, seems a little overly excited about this matchup and has already came out and made a bold statement about the week 4 matchup against the Patriots, right?
He has.
Here's my true or false to you. Tom Brady Sr. was the one who fed Giselle that infamous line of "My husband can't throw and catch the ball."
Oh, you might be onto something, Ron. I won't know. I don't know if I can go as far as and say true there, but I won't say false. I think that's one of the old talks. Like maybe the Tom Brady Sr. influence did rub off on Giselle.
Because the only reason why I bring that up, does Giselle really know what football is? Because she grew up in Brazil. Come on.
She's been watching the NFL.
Come on.
How long have they been married now?
They've been married for a while.
Like 15 years, right? I mean, she knows what's going on. Giselle's smart. She knows Tommy can't catch and throw the ball.
At the same time.
I mean, she understands.
She can't do it all.
Poor Wes Welker. I'll never live that one down.
God, that's going to be engraved on his tombstone. Moving on. True or false? Rob Gronkowski will get some sort of tribute from the Patriots.
Oh, true. I mean, the Brady tribute will be bigger, better. People are going to remember it as the Tom Brady return, not the Rob Gronkowski return. But absolutely, Gronk is probably he's never going to be the most popular Patriot ever because Tom Brady exists. But Gronk is certainly in the top 5 of like the most beloved players in history.
That is the number 1 tight end they ever had.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the greatest tight end ever. You can make the case.
The Bears quarterback controversy will be overhyped with Fields the clear favorite, while the Niners quarterback controversy will be a distraction.
Ooh. True. I think it's an excellent point by you. I think Garoppolo being there will cause a distraction, and it's why I still maintain that they trade him and Trey Lance plays week 1. I know people think I'm crazy, but I just have a funny feeling Garoppolo is going to be this year's like Sam Bradford and get dealt to a team that maybe loses their quarterback or gets desperate after they see the quarterback they brought in is not the answer. And we see Trey Lance before we see Justin Fields. Fields I can see pretty early too, though. I mean, the idea that the Bears are going to just play Andy Dalton and you'll give him a couple games to see what he is. If he doesn't play well week 1, we could see Fields by week 2. I think he's going to have a very, very short leash.
All right, switching sports on you now. Follow me with this one, okay?
Oh, I'm following.
Albert Pujols.
Alberto.
Will sign with the Yankees because they're struggling to keep players on the field, only to be cut again later this season, and he'll eventually sign with the Cardinals to finish out his career.
Ooh. True on the Cardinals part. I don't know what to expect from Albert, man. He just might be done. I mean, the Angels cut him because he gave them absolutely nothing. Like we're expecting him to just flip a switch and now go somewhere and contribute. I don't know.
You don't see your Yankees, who have 8 players missing right now, just signing them just to help fill out a roster?
They actually only have 1 player missing. They have like 7 coaches that are missing. They basically have like Aaron Boone and the minor league coaching staff right now. Gleyber Torres, by the way, we'll talk more about him in quick hits.
Well, maybe they signed Pujols as a hitting coach.
Well, I thought you were going to say maybe they signed Pujols to play second base, and I'm like, I don't know about that one.
No, I would say that's why I originally was going to go. Put him with the National League team. Like he'll sign with the Cardinals outright, but there's no way the Cardinals will give up their first baseman.
Right. I think he ends his career signing a 1-day contract in St. Louis. Though I think that makes sense.
Yeah, so do I. After the Mariners were almost no hit again last night, which would have made the second time in a week, they will be the next team that is on the wrong end of a no-hitter before the end of the season.
Yeah, true. I mean, how am I supposed to think that they're not going to be? They seem to have the worst luck with this. I mean, they've already been no-hit once, came close to getting no-hit again. I feel like that could happen there, Ron. I don't rule it out at all. True.
Okay.
It seems like, by the way, we're getting more no-hitters this year than any year because so many teams just can't hit. It's strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's every game. You turn on a game and every batter striking out. It's awful. It's awful to watch. Baseball has to find a way to improve like the appearance of the game. It's just, I love baseball. I watch every Yankees game every night, but my God, is it tough to watch sometimes. And not just the Yankees who strike out. Every team is striking out.
All right. True or false? Nikola Jokic is the NBA's MVP this season.
True. I think he wins by default. I think if Joel Embiid had stayed healthy the whole year, he would win because the Sixers are going to finish as the 1 seed in the East. But because Embiid missed so many games, it's tough to put him as the MVP. Jokic has been the one constant all year. And when Jamal Murray went down and Denver still continued to play great basketball, I think that solidified Jokic as the NBA's MVP.
Now, your Knicks will just miss out on hosting a playoff, being the host city for the playoff tournament or a playoff round. But they will win their first series since God knows when.
Yeah, well, it would be since 2012, 2013. If they finish as the 4 or the 5, I would say true, they can win a first-round series. If they end up as the 6 seed and they got to play Milwaukee or they got to play Brooklyn in the first round, I would say no. So I know that's obviously, hedging my bet or to the answer to your true or false question there, Ron. But it really depends on the seed. If they play the Hawks in the first round, I believe the Knicks would win that series. I really do. I think it'd be a close series, but I think the Knicks would win that, even if they were the 5 seed and Atlanta had home court. Ultimately, though, if they finish as the 6, as much as I love the Knicks, and this season's been amazing, and last night's win was so fun, the 17-point comeback, I don't think they'd beat Milwaukee or the Nets. Maybe they could win a game. Maybe they could be in a lot of those games because they play such good defense. But unless they get the 4 or the 5, I think if they're the 6, they're not winning a round.
Yeah, true or false? The Lakers will win their final 2 games to avoid a play-in game with Golden State.
True. LeBron's coming back just in time to save your team's tookis, Ron Clover.
Well, they got 2 games in hand. Portland has only 1. Portland doesn't play on Sunday. The Lakers play Saturday and Sunday.
Well, back-to-back.
Little back-to-back action. Will LeBron actually play back-to-back is the question.
LeBron's strategy of just skipping the Knicks and Rockets game almost backfired because the Rockets almost won that game last night.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. Worst team in NBA history. True or false? After yet another protest yesterday by the fans of Manchester United, the Glazers will eventually sell the team this summer.
They will not sell. False. They're going to say, Manchester United fans, let us have more time. Look what we just did with Tampa. We're going to sign Tom Brady to play soccer, and he's going to help us win the Premier League. Give us more time to convince Tom to go overseas.
Perfect.
Isn't it funny?
Ted Lasso 2.
Hey, but isn't it funny that the same owners that are getting maligned in one sport are like beloved in the city of Tampa?
Oh my God.
Like for winning a championship?
I mean, it's like a red carpet treatment. They're walking. I mean, they're never buying anything. I mean, they're the wealthiest people probably in Tampa and don't have to spend money anywhere.
Unbelievable. It's like when people would forget, like the Rangers had so much success over the last decade. They were one of the best teams in the league. They went to a cup final. They didn't win, but they were in the mix every year. And then the Knicks have just been a joke the last 8 years, right? We've talked about that and how they haven't made the playoffs in 8 years. It's the same owner. Dolan owns the Rangers and the Knicks. The Rangers were one of the best franchises in the league for a decade, and the Knicks have been a laughingstock for the last decade longer than that.
So Dolan can't own 2 teams
Yeah.
he can't. He's one's got to be poor if the other one's good, and vice versa.
Basically, the Knicks and Rangers seem to have swapped places this year. Now the Rangers are a dysfunctional mess, it appears, and the Knicks are.
And all the coaches have been fired.
Yep, and the Knicks are in as good of a spot as they've been in 8 years.
Yeah. All right, and finally, true or false? Medina Spirit will win the Preakness and give us that coveted Triple Crown winner potential heading into the Belmont.
False. Medina Spirit is a drug cheat. It's a druggie, and the horse gods know this, and Medina Spirit will not win the Preakness round. They will
Come
not
on.
win. Although I'm rooting for Medina Spirit to win because I just want horse racing to kind of be like, ablaze with like, what do we do? This horse is going for the Triple Crown, and like we might invalidate what happened at the Derby.
I just want to see like when Medina Spirit wins the Preakness, photos surface of it eating hay again. Is this hay tainted?
Was what did Bob Baffert claim? The urine and the hay, some peed on the hay, and then the horse ate it. The urine had like a steroid. That's like. Is that not the ultimate? My dog ate my homework. It's one of those excuses that belongs with spring training injuries. Pretty much. Good stuff from Ron making his true or false debut right here on the program. That wraps up True or False here on a Friday morning. Coming up next, we honor the great Mike Breen. He will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame later this evening. We'll play you some of the best Mike Breen calls in the history of his now Hall of Fame career. That's coming your way next here on the Jake Asman Show.